old elbow bump. Now, thank you so much for inviting us on your cultural tour today.
Pleasure.
Before the Sydney lockdown, Laurie Bimson was running Aboriginal cultural tours at the Guringal Chase National Park.
So come down here and we'll do a little packing method.
Every year, hundreds of tourists and school children would visit sacred sites here, including ancient rock carvings. He says the pandemic has cost him tens of thousands of dollars.
Stopped it in its tracks, stopped it dead. So when that last lockdown came, I was fully booked for 4 months, 7 days a week, because it was the busiest time of the year.
The closure of international borders has been devastating for the Aboriginal tourism industry.
So in 2019 there was research done that Indigenous tourism brought into Australia around $7 billion. And so when you consider that all international tourism stopped, that would have been a significant impact, I would say up to 80%.
Many Indigenous tourism businesses have had to pivot to survive the COVID storm or go into hibernation. Now, Laurie Bimson has had to shut down his cultural tours here in the Guringal Chase National Park on the outskirts of Sydney and go back to being a metal fabricator at the age of 69.
My back's not so good and my knees aren't so good, but I just have a day off and occasionally take some painkillers.
For firms struggling to survive, there's been a $50 million support package, which is in addition to state and federal government payments.
We have indicators that there are a few businesses that have closed. However, in saying that, the Indigenous tourism sectors and Indigenous people overall are very entrepreneurial, and we've seen those types of businesses have actually, whereas they've closed down, they've started up new ventures.
Indigenous artists have also taken a hit. The Arnhem, Northern and Kimberley Artists Aboriginal Corporation has switched to selling paintings online to foreign buyers, but top-end sales are still down 8%.
Given the levels of poverty that there are in remote communities, that any loss of income can have really dire consequences. And some of the big artists, in particular, may be supporting 3, 4 or more families.
Artist and traditional owner Lily Roy is also concerned about borders reopening and the risk of elders dying from COVID.
Of course, it's danger. Unless we wait for government can give us the time, you know.
There's Kennedy Hill just up there. So see all the white in the hill? That's all shell.
On the west coast, Bart Pigram runs tours in the Kimberley. When borders closed, his revenue dropped by 50%.
There's actually a big old camp for Filipino and Aboriginal people that used to live there.
To stay afloat, he cut back on the number of trips he offered.
I've just really fine-tuned one product and committed, a few more overheads to actually making that product a really, really frequent product.
A savvy marketing campaign by the Western Australian Indigenous Tourism Operators Council also helped bring visitors back.
And we saw an influx of people coming into Broome and the Kimberley region, but it was also great to see our state's people from down south coming up to the north and truly experiencing their state, where otherwise they would be going overseas or over east.
One entrepreneur hoping for a smoother road out of the pandemic.